So no one's going to show sympathy for Alphys and Mettaton from yesterday's episode, because it only has 2 views. Real mature, guys. Well, this just happens to be the second to last episode of Undertale Beyond the Mountain. You guys are going to be pretty confused on what's going to happen, but here we go.
Chapter 218, Post-Incident. Ever since Alphys showed Mettaton the true lab, he has been real quiet since then. Something snapped inside of him, then, he had this terrible plan to get rid of the lab. He gets out a big bomb. He takes it to the lab. When he got there, he had to be careful not to wake up Alphys. Mettaton went to the elevator where the true lab is. He saw Lemon Bread, aka Sharen's sister. "We will not suffer from this chaos anymore," Mettaton said. He sets the bomb to 3 hours. In 3 hours, it will explode the entire lab. The worst was yet to come when the sun will rise in 3 hours. The next morning, Alphys woke up, depressed. She did a sad sigh as of what happened last night. She went to tell the amalgamates good morning. When she got down there, she heard beeping. She investigates to see where the beeping was coming from. She stopped dead in her tracks to see the bomb, ready to blow in 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Mettaton was at home. He was twitching. He heard Gaster's voice. "It's all your fault," he said. "What am I doing?" MTT shrieked. He ran out of his house to save Alphys. But, it was too late, the lab exploded. The amalgamates are now dead. God knows if Alphys is alive. The intensity of the explosion caused Mettaton to collapse and lose consciousness. Smoke covered the outside of the lab. Chapter 219, Everything Will Be Okay. Just then, a bunch of Temmies wearing fireman hats rushed to the scene. They carried a hose. They managed to put out all the fire. They went inside and put out the fire, while making a mess afterwards. The elevator was still smoking. Mettaton regained consciousness and saw the burnt lab Alphys. He screamed as he realized she was still in there. He goes to the lab to save her. The true lab was on fire. The amalgamates were dead. Alphys was lying on the floor. Mettaton carried her out of the lab. He called for help. Then, Undyne and the royal guards showed up. She takes a look at Alphys. She was slightly bloody and she was bruised. Her glasses were cracked. "Alphys, what happened? Who did this to you?" Undyne asked. She turns around to see Mettaton with a guilty look on his face. She knew who did it. "Guards, take him away, please," Undyne ordered. The royal guards take the robot to the dungeon. Undyne decides to take the wounded Alphys to King Ascari. The 2 guards take MTT to the dungeon. "You will rot in this dungeon forever," they both said. Meanwhile, Alphys was at Ascari's royal garden, recovering. "Everything is going to be okay. It's not your fault. It's Gaster's. In fact, I was the one who saw it coming. The entirety of MT Ebot is almost covered in darkness. We must all stop him. That is what we will all do," Ascari said. Alphys smiled. At least there is a little tiny shred of hope. Chapter 220, The Time Has Come. As Mettaton was suffering in prison, his life shined in his eyes. He thinks he will probably never see his family again. Suddenly, Sans teleported. Mettaton angrily tells him to get out. "Calm down, robot. I'm here to rescue you. My father is about to curse the entire mountain into darkness. I cannot let my father do this. He must die. I never liked him anyway. I know we are rivals, but we must settle our differences and get ourselves out in this situation. We will all be determined. And defeat Gaster," Sans declared. Then, he frees Mettaton and they both sneaked out. all the while as the Dreamer family prepare for battle.
Alright, guys, that was the second to last episode of Beyond the Mountain. Tomorrow's the final one, so be prepared. And if you want, go ahead and watch the third to last episode. If you want to know why did MTT do that, it would really make our day. So let's all prepare ourselves before it's too late.